Hi everybody, so today we're going to be looking at two of the brand new Thompson Chain Reference Bibles that are now being produced by Zondervan. We'll look at the King James Version in the hardcover and the New King James in the Brown Leathersoft. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then stay tuned. Okay, so as you already know, we're going to be looking at the new Thompson Chain Reference Bibles that are produced now by Zondervan. They now own the rights to the Thompson Chain. So we've got the King James as well as the New King James in a Leathersoft in the brown and also in the hardcover. Now they do have very similar dimensions. The only difference between the two dimension-wise is going to be the thickness. So both of these are going to be 9.5 inches tall by 6 3/4 inches wide. The New King James will be 1 7/8 inches thick, whereas the King James is going to be 1 5/8 inches. So not a big difference. You can see that the hardcovers will just have plain white page edges. The Leathersoft and the bonded leather ones will have the gold gilded page edges. Both of these do come with one ribbon marker. Give you a quick shot of the back of the King James one in case you're interested in this one. Now they're going to have the same features. The only difference is going to be the translation. So this one in the hardcover retail is $54.99. Now they will be coming out with more editions of the KJV. They will have a large print edition as well as a handy size. And then we'll take a quick look at the Brown Leathersoft. So their Leathersoft editions are really nice. We've got that perimeter stitching. We've got some nice highs and lows on that brown color on that cover. With the lighting, it's really not picking it up too well. The spine will have Thompson Chain Reference Bible, NKJV, and Zondervan. Then on the back it is stamped with the ISBN number. Give you just a quick shot of how this King James edition will look without that sleeve on it. So it is very glossy. On the spine it'll say King James Version, Thompson Chain Reference Bible, KJV, and Zondervan. So I do like that on the hardcovers they are still giving us a ribbon marker. I also am going to show you the back of the box for the New King James in case that's the translation of your choice. Font size on both of these is going to be an 8.3 font. Gives us an example of the text. And then there's the ISBN on the New King James in the Brown Leathersoft. So retail on this one is $74.99. I will put a bunch of different links to different cover options down in the description box in case you'd like to check those out. And then we'll also take a real quick peek at how these used to look when they were done by Kirkbride. So this one here is also a New King James. So we're going to see how the Kirkbride edition as well as the new one by Zondervan have the same pagination between the two. And I would like to remind you, if you're a fan of Bible reviews, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure that you click that little bell so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. So we can see we've got a vinyl paste down liner. Now we've just got the one page. We do have a very simple presentation page. We do have a scripture here. And then we get into the title pages. Now this one here, we can see from our dates along the bottom, this one is the first printing of 2021, and you can see right there that it is printed in the United States. Now I'm not sure if, since the majority of their editions are done in China, I'm not sure if they have plans to move this over to China once they get into the comfort print editions, which I'm pretty sure that they're going to do the NIV first. And that makes total sense since Zondervan does own the NIV translation. Plus there hasn't been an NIV Thompson Chain for many, many years. So the older one is in the 84, where the NIV now, most of you already know, is a 2011 edition. So again, this one is going to be the New King James. Now the paper in these newer ones is going to be a 30 GSM, so it's going to have all of the same stuff that the previous Thompson chains had. And if you're not familiar with the Thompson chain, I will put some links to some of my other reviews of the Thompson chain down in the description box, where I go over a lot more of the content that it has in it, and then also a little bit on how to use it as well. So I'm going to get you a close-up on the layout here. So again, same layout as before with our double columns and then all of our references in the outside columns. So any of the sections where there's not any references, that does give you some space to be able to take some notes. Now this one here is also a New King James edition. This one is one of the ones done by Kirkbride. It's the genuine leather and what they call the capri grain. So what I do want to show you is how these match up page for page. So we've got page 513 here. I'll go to that in this other one. So we can see on 513 we've got the 2 Kings 24:13. So that's going to be the last verse on that page. And we'll see that in this one here that it is going to be the same. Now one difference between the two is the Kirkbride one does have a little bit darker of a print. It might be kind of hard to see that. So it does make this one a little bit easier to read from. I don't know if you can see a little bit better right there. Let me see if I can reposition this. Okay, so this one here is going to be the Kirkbride, where this is the Zondervan. So a little bit darker print in that one. I would like to see this one be a hair darker just because it is a little bit easier on my eyes to read one that is a little bit darker. But one thing that I'm really happy about is the fact that the Thompson Chain Reference Bible will not go away. So I do really like the fact that Zondervan does have it now. We'll take a quick peek at the ribbon. So we've just got one ribbon. It's a gold color, double-sided satin. We'll also get you a close-up of how Psalms look in here. And then we'll look at the red letter. Now this one is not line matched. I don't know if in future editions, if they plan on doing this in a line matched edition. I think it would be amazing if they did. So one thing that I do want to show you for those of you who are not sure how much of the back matter is all the helps. So this first section is the biblical text. All of this back section is all of the helps. So that's quite a bit. Take a quick look at our red letter. So we can see that it does have a nice shade of red. I'll get you an example in the Kirkbride edition, which the Kirkbride ones were kind of famous for having really bright red. And sometimes in the older ones it was almost like a bright pink. Okay, so that's probably going to be kind of hard to tell, but that one right there is definitely a brighter red than this one here. This is definitely a little bit darker. And again, it's just kind of hard to show the two, but we can see that one is definitely a little bit brighter. One other difference in the Zondervan one is in the maps, how the maps have been done. So let me get this in the right spot there. Now, I also hope that they come out with a Premier Collection edition in the future and go from this 30 GSM paper that they normally use at Zondervan to the 36 GSM paper of the Premier Collection, because the Premier Collection editions are some of my absolute favorites. So we get back to the end of all of the reference pages. We'll have the archaeological supplement. And then we get into the Concordance, which is going to be the same as before as far as having the 3-column layout. Then we've got the index to the Scripture Atlas. Then we get back here to the map section. So we can see that that is a glossy paper, whereas the Kirkbride one has a satin finish paper. So we've got the matte finish versus the glossy. So as far as the paper, I like the paper in this one better. But one thing that I do like better in this one here is how they took the 2-page spreads, where a lot of times if this is not separated, you get all of these little places towards the edges there that fall down into the gutter. So you can see right there what I'm talking about. So I do prefer the way that they did separate that with that white in between. So that I do appreciate. All of the maps are still going to be the same ones as before. I don't know if in the future if they'll change that at all. One thing I have noticed is mine's starting to come apart a little bit right there, but it is sewn. So we can see here we've got some stitching down in the gutter, so sewn binding. So all of them are going to be sewn. I don't think they're going to be doing a paperback edition, so the hardcovers will be sewn, as well as the imitation leathers, which they call the Leathersoft. Same with the bonded leather. And again, I do really like how they separated those. So again, the same information as the Kirkbride Thompson chain, but I really love the fact that the Thompson chains are not going to go away. So again, you've got the hardcover edition. So the hardcover, which this one is the King James, this is going to have the exact same paper, that 30 GSM. We're also going to have the same ribbon marker. So again, double-sided satin. You're just going to have the plain page edges, and then it will be the squared off versus when they do the gilding, how they round those corners. So that's one of the differences. But the red letter and everything in this one is still going to be the same. Get you a quick shot of that. And if the King James is your translation of choice, you will also have the option of the large print and the handy size. So that's pretty neat. But I really do like this Bible. The New King James is my main translation. It is the one that I use the most. And I'm really glad that Zondervan is doing these now. I would love to see them in the future. Hopefully it's in their plans to do these all in the comfort print. I know that they'll do the NIV one first in the comfort print, which makes it so much easier on the eyes. And then I do hope that they figure out how to get this line matched, because that would be amazing. One other thing would be, I really hope that they come out with the Premier Collection edition in this one, where this one here is the Brown Leathersoft. But really a great Bible. I've been enjoying this one. I did have to borrow that other one to do a comparison on it, but since I've got it in the New King James, I will use this one until they come out with a Premier Collection edition. Now again, there will be links to purchase down in the description box. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a great day.